Welcome to another video. It's a tier list video. So it took me forever to record this because I couldn't really get the right purport. I couldn't really get the right croppings, but I think this is good enough. So, yeah. So this is a Bloons Adventure Time tier list. You can't see it below, but here are my towers. I can just pull out one from the bottom. So I'm going to be ranking every tower in Bloons Adventure Time. So, yeah. Um, so I just want to get a few things clear before I start with this. First off, this list is factoring in everything. Martian Games, Impoppable, Extreme. Maybe not Extreme. Extreme's kind of easy, but everything. It's factoring in everything on every map. Second thing I want to get clear. Do do not take this as a guide. This video is more for fun. If you're going to use towers based on what I say here, you are doing something wrong. I'm making this tier list for me because everyone has different trinkets and weapons, and I don't think I'm qualified to make a true wholesome tier list on what truly are the best towers for everybody. I don't think I have that. I can't do that. This is just for me, what towers. This is just for, the allies and weapons and trinkets I have. And that's how I'm ranking these. I'm ranking it on myself and my experience. But this is not at all a guide. Also, I'm only level 41, so I'm not in any way like a pro. So, again, that's also why you shouldn't take this too seriously. So before I start, I'm going to get water because my throat's hurting. It's not hurting, but I don't know. It feels weird. Alright. I'm gonna get started. First off, Finn. Oh my gosh, why do I need so much water? I'm gonna get it to the table. Oh. I do not want to use emojis. Emojis are cringy. Emoji. So yeah, I dropped Finn and pretty good. I might keep him there. Oh, and also last thing before I start this list, there's 3 premium characters: Dungeon Finn, Hunter Marceline, and Tuxedo Jake. I do not have those, so for those, I'm just gonna be basing them off of what other people say how good they are, and I'm gonna kind of make my own judgment. So remember when I said this list is only based around me? Well, not the premium characters, because I still do want to rank them, except for Tuxedo Jake. I'll talk about the premium characters when I get to them, but let's just focus on the normal characters that everyone can get. Well, technically, everyone can get the premium characters if they grind Martian games, but that's not the point. Because if you're going to do that, you might as well just buy it. Anyways, Finn. Finn is a good tower. He is great early game. The first 30 rounds of the game, he makes you a crap ton of money. He's a great starting tower because he does a lot of damage. He's very cheap. He costs 300 a place. And in general, he just does a lot of pops. I have a really nice weapon on him that lets him pop leads. It's called Nothing. I think, yeah. It's cool. I think he's cool. Brofist is actually surprisingly solid. Again, basing it off of my experience, I don't use it as much since, I have more money options. I have Cobra, I have BMO, I have Dr. Monkey. I have better money-making options. But Brofist is still helpful to have. Especially because I have a trinket on Jake that makes Brofist cost only $1,000, which is super nice. Finn can also be helpful in the late game. He has his flying kick, which stuns Moabs. It does a lot of damage. Also, Moab Ripper's pretty nice. It's $500. Can't complain. And overall, Finn is just a very well-rounded tower. And pretty much gotta have him in almost every loadout you use. You have to have him. I don't think he's at the top of the tippity top because, well, I think he could be qualified as strong. I'm gonna keep him pretty good. I don't know. He can't pop camos, which is his biggest weakness. And he kind of falls off once you get into super uber late game. He kind of falls off. So yeah. But he gives you the money to help you get there. And my experience is most of the time if I lose Impoppable, it's in the early game. So, Finn is really helpful. Next up we have Jake. Jake is worse than Finn. Obviously Brofist, okay, he's useful. But I don't know. I have tried Jake's suit in Martian games. It's pretty nice. It's not OP or anything, but for $4,000, it's okay. He has his musical instrument, so automatically is useful. Although, ever since they changed musical instruments, I feel like Jake just got a lot worse, So far, I have the Devil's Bass on him, which gives all characters +1 damage, which is nice, I'll take it, but still, that's not that great when you consider, say, like, the Goo Goo Mama Meter, which essentially gives all characters +3 damage. It doesn't say that, but basically gives all characters +3 damage for all their attacks. Yeah, but he's not bad. As a tower himself, he doesn't do much damage, which is kind of disappointing. So he's really a support tower. I don't know. I don't want to put him in almost worthless because, well, to be honest, he's not worthless. He's not even close to worthless. He has some uses, but I don't really like him that much. I'm going to still put him in okay because Brofist and the musical instrument, but as a tower himself, like if you're a newer player, okay, Mace Hand is nice for lead and he can do some pops, but at the stage I am at right now, he's just not that helpful. Max is really nice. Max does a lot of damage. He's good against Moabs. He's good against really everything, but he's not he's just solid at everything, but he's not like OP at anything, he does okay against Mobs. He does okay against group Bloons. He does miss a lot, which is kind of a problem. But I mean, it's like he's kind of like Psy, but misses. He's like a Psy that misses. Still a good tower. Bullseye is incredibly good, though. It does so much damage to bads. Like, if you're not using Bullseye, I don't know what you're doing. If you're struggling against mobs, you gotta be using Bullseye. Again, I'm gonna put him in okay, because he doesn't really have many uses, I feel like. And maybe it's just because I don't have, his, ancient thing. I don't have that many. I thought I had good trinkets on him. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not using him right. He's okay. He's kind of just the middle of the road type of guy. He's middle of the road. He's good for what he is, but he's not amazing. Princess Bubblegum, this is a tough one. Princess Bubblegum does a lot of damage. Well, actually, no, she doesn't do a lot of damage. She's actually pretty weak in palm hair. Bloon Science is, her upgrade that does extra damage to mobs is okay. It does actually a solid amount of damage, but not a ton. And she's not really used for damage. I don't know. Princess Bubblegum's a weird character because she doesn't really have a specific use, Um, I'm trying to get her to level 5 so I can get Royal Degree. Also, this thing is moving. I'm trying to get her to level 5 for that Royal Degree. So I can start making some moolah. But so far, she's still like level 4. So she doesn't have a Royal Degree. But yeah, still she's helpful. Okay, what is happening? Anyways, she still is helpful. Her upgrade to me is so good, actually. Because she can have Lemon Hope, and she can have Gumbald. Also, Unwanted Loyalty is pretty nice, because, again, she can have Gumbald, so obviously that's nice. And in general, she's just a pretty good tower. Regal Presence is also buffs all towers and range pretty good. Her ability I haven't used her level 7 ability, but from what I heard, it is overpowered. But even her normal ability is really nice. So I'm actually going to put her in pretty good, maybe even strong, but I don't think she does enough damage for her to be really super OP or anything. Also, I'm just now realizing this list doesn't have Warrior Princess Bubblegum. Uh, Wait a sec. They actually forgot Warrior PB. That is sad. So I'm just gonna continue, and also I'm gonna talk about Warrior PB. Warrior PB. Because this list doesn't have Warrior PB. If it did have Warrior PB, I'll put Warrior PB in strong, maybe even in the top tier, because Warrior PB has Born to Rule, and okay, Warrior PB is okay at DPS, but her Born to Rule ability is so good, actually. Like, you can get +1 of any ally. No, every ally. Every single ally you have in your loadout. How could that not be broken? That is broken. If you had Tech Terrors, Cobras, Lemon Hope, Gumballs, like, all the best allies you get another one of. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I use Warrior PB in every game I play. There's not really an exception unless there's like no allies or something, or I just really don't want to use allies. Of course, she's not that hard to unlock. Also, yeah, I recommend if you start getting some good allies, unlock Warrior PB. You will not regret it at all. And I think she's a fun character too. Her whole kind of, I don't know, her whole kind of thing around her spawning troops is pretty nice. Yeah. Ice King. So, I know Big Freeze. I know Ice King is nice. I heard he's really good at, his Big Freeze is really good. It's probably his best upgrade, but I don't have Big Freeze. And that really means I just never really use him. He makes your other towers worse sometimes, His stall's not that good. He does okay popping power. Winter weather is his only real saving grace. But even that's not that good because it doesn't affect bads, which is to be expected, but still, it kind of sucks. I'm going to put him in. I don't really want to put him in bullcrap, but it honestly feels like that. He is bullcrap because almost worthless. I'm gonna throw him in almost worthless because maybe every once in a while, maybe I'm just not using him right, or maybe he's just not high enough level for me to get use out of him. I don't know. Captain Cassie is another one of those characters I just don't use very often. I don't really like using her. Her grape shot is okay. It can do some solid damage. But I don't really see much of a use for her. She is decent, but she doesn't do a crazy amount of damage. She's not great against mobs. And again, unless you're going on a very specific map, I don't know, maybe Cyclops like the second Cyclops map or something, the one with the river to unlock Juggernaut Max. Unless you're doing something like that, then she's not that useful. But she's not bullcrap, you know, because she still can do DPS. I'm just gonna put her almost worthless because I just don't like her. And actually, I'm gonna put her bullcrap. I just never see myself using her, even on a heavy water map. I just don't use her. You know, I don't know why. I just don't use her. Sai, on the other hand, is going straight in S tier. Oh my gosh. Well, there's no S tier on this. Only idiots don't use these OP AF towers. Yeah, Sai is OP. That is the definition of broken. The next few towers will be an S tier or like high tier, by the way. She's a top tier tower. It's an absolute top tier tower. First off, insane DPS, DPS, seeking shurikens, get the max popping power. You know, max. Hopefully you're taking notes right now. Sai is broken. She can pop camos. She does a lot of damage, and her sap trash supply lane is actually so good. Especially in Martian games where there's like a lot of balloons. Like I use it a lot in Martian games. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm probably gonna throw her down a tier in strong. Because even though she is really good, I think I was actually probably being too nice to her. Now that I think about it, I mean, she's still OP, but actually, I don't think she's like a top tier. But the next tower certainly is top tier. Super Monkey. If you were doing any poppable, any Martian game, anything, honestly, anything, even if you're doing like even just hard mode, even if you're just doing that, Super Monkey is basically essential. He does so much damage. He has so much range. It's actually insane how good he is. And yeah, it's just so strong. There's not really anything, you know, even though he's expensive, you know, you should be able to afford. It's so worth it though. You know, it's worth it. You get what you want from him. He's the late game king. FB is going in. Well, FB is a tricky one. Let me put FB. I don't know here, but that might not be final. FB's tricky. First off, FB is really powerful. She has a nice damage build. She can do a lot of damage. Flame Princess, just a lot of DPS. Really strong. But I feel like, I don't know. I feel like FB is good, but she's not that good. You know what? Actually, she might go up here because I've totally forgot Thought Cannon Wand exists, which is probably the best weapon in the game because you could Wish Orb farm extremely quickly. If you see Thought Cannon Wand, then you should just grab it. I think it's in the shop. I think it was in the shop at some point, but I have Thought Cannon Wand. I'm lucky enough to have it. You know, you could get a lot of good Wish Orbs and get loot so much quicker. And you can farm a lot of gold too, which just makes the game easier. So, yeah. She also does insane damage. Can pop camo. Getting her to level 3 really isn't that difficult. I recently got her to level 5 with a heat ray. I'm really liking it. And yeah, FB is just really solid. There's not really a complaint about her. She's just really solid. I might put her in strong though, just because he isn't as much of a late game king and like an impossible game. Yeah, I'm gonna put her in strong, but damn, you know, she deserves top tier. That's really hard. See, for Charlie, I'm gonna put him in strong. I don't have Mob Assassin. I tried it. It's good in Martian games. I tried it. It was so good, but and you could buy and resell, which is also really good. But to be honest, He's a nice tower. He's a pretty good tower. It does a lot of damage. You know, what like obviously he's not level 7, so I mostly go for the left path. And wow, is it good. It's actually really nice how much damage it does. It's actually really good. He also has Signal Flare, which is probably the most underrated ability in this entire game. Signal Flare can decamo DDTs, can take care of really any camo rush. The cooldown is pretty short, and yeah, it's really nice actually. Also, we have the Moab, which I guess you could equip Moab to Cassie, but I equipped the C for Charlie. It's so good actually. It does the abilities are nice, but it also gives him like 10 pierce, and since C for Charlie, my C for Charlie is like level 5, how much extra pierce is that? So it's like plus 3 pierce for every level. 25 extra pierce. Damn, he's gonna be the balloon popping king. And he has plus 1 damage, so also pretty nice. Even if you do go the left path, he still does a good amount of damage to Moabs, actually. It's actually not a bad amount of damage he does to Moabs. Also he is a monkey, which I think is a boost. In terms of like which type of character allies are better, whether it's Adventure Time characters or the monkeys, I think monkey allies are better. Probably. I mean, I know there's some really good ones for like the Adventure Time characters, like I don't know, Lemon Hope, Gumball, BMO, but I mean, come on. Cobra, Tech Terror, Dr. Monkey, all of which just so busted, like actually busted. They are. Those are like my 3 favorite allies. Yeah, I might do a top 10 favorite allies. I don't know. Yeah. She. Not she. It's a he. He's really good. C for Charlie. Actually, now that I think about it, I think you should probably go down a level. I can't get too much use out of him since he's not level 7. But he still does a lot of damage. He's still actually really helpful. Commander Cassie is okay. Now on a water map. Yeah. Actually, maybe there, but the problem with her is that I don't have jetpack yet. So that means that she's only good on water maps. I also don't have Lady Unicorn, so she's only good on water maps, which is kind of a problem. Because on non-water maps, you can't use her. But if you can use her, snatch her up. She has Scramble, which gives plus... You can place an extra 2 of her allies, like Princess Bubblegum's to me. Really good, since she can have Cobra and Tech Terror and Dr. Monkey. So, like, you get a bunch of extra cash or damage. It's just really nice overall. Her little planes she has is really good. She has probably the best ally, like the best uncommon ally in the game, which is like Squadron or something like that. The plane ally, probably the best uncommon ally in the game. Beside that though, she's just really nice. She can do a lot. Also her 2 paths. The only issue with her is that her 2 paths, it's really hard to pick between the 2. Because on the one hand, you have triple darts, which does so much damage. It's actually insane. On the other hand, you have Bloontonium darts, which allows her to pop lead. It's cheaper. And also Mountain Maulers. I don't have her to level 5, so I don't know how her ability is. I haven't tested it yet. But I think it's pretty good. I'm pretty sure it is. From what I heard, it's pretty nice. So yeah, that's what I have to say about Cassie. Let's go on to Marceline. So if I had Hunts and Abgear, she'd probably be up here, but I don't. Honestly, Marceline, I don't use her at all. Uh, I don't use her at all. Like, she has one of the worst DPS in the entire game, probably. Like, it's actually horrible, her DPS. I know she has infinite range, but she needs to work on her DPS, you know. It's a big problem. It's a big problem. Um, eating red, I don't quite understand. I just can't find a use for her. You know, her pushback's okay, but it doesn't affect Moabs. You know, her eating red's kind of just unhelpful, I feel like. I don't know, I haven't really used her that much, so maybe I'm just using her wrong. And, or maybe it's just that I don't have Hunts and Abigail, which is why I don't really know. And also, I think she can have Vampire King. So if I had Vampire King, okay, yeah, I probably would put her up here. Because Vampire King, from what I heard, is OP. But I don't have Vampire King, so I can't really judge. Also, which is why she's going in almost worthless. Sam. I have to put her in. I don't want to put her in bad, but put her okay. Sam is good because Polymorph is really nice because since she turns her into like a gumball, it's kind of random though how it works. So that's why I don't really like it that much. She does okay DPS. So far, there's her glitch with plasma goggles is pretty solid. It's kind of weird how it works, but it's nice. Obviously, I'm not factoring in glitches, and I hope they patch that because it's kind of breaking the game. So I don't want to play. Or I do want to play, but yeah, the glitches are kind of breaking everything. The whole plasma goggles thing. I hope they patch that in the next update. If I were them, I just remove plasma goggles from Sam. I just make it so Sam can't use them. As they fix it, of course, they should fix it, and then they let her have it again. But yeah, Sam is. If we don't factor glitches, though, Sam can be nice. Sam is a pretty nice tower. She can do a lot of damage, I suppose. What else? What else do I have to say about Sam? And yeah, Sam is just really solid. If you're Wisher grinding, although you don't really want Thought Cannon Wand on her. Student of Fire, if in range of FP, really solid. And yeah, I just don't really have any complaints, but at the same time, she kind of sucks against Moab, so I don't want to put her too high up. Yeah. Let's wait. So, our last non-premium character, we have Juggernaut Max. Juggernaut Max is going in almost worthless. I don't think he's fully worthless. I really like his design. I think he's cool, but he just ain't that good. If you don't have first off, if you don't have double shot, yeah, then he's bullcrap. But I have double shot, so he's okay, I guess. He shoots decently fast, although he still shoots like a snail. He does very little damage. He's kind of overpriced for what he does. He's just not great overall. And yeah, I just don't really have much to say about him because he's just not that great of a tower. Don't get me wrong, he's not worthless, but I just don't really see much of a point to having him in your loadout. If you get Juggernaut, okay, maybe if you put him in the right spot, he might do some decent damage. But yeah, he's weak against Moabs. He's weak. He's just weak. I don't know. If I had to summarize Juggernaut Max, I'd say he's just not good for the price you're paying. He's just not good for what you're paying. Yeah, that's how I would describe Juggernaut Max. It's just as simple as that. Alright, next up we have Dungeon Finn. Now, for the premium characters, I will be not basing them off of my experience because I don't have experience with them. I will solely be basing them off of what others say, except for Tuxedo Jake. I'll talk about Tuxedo Jake. Dungeon Finn and Hunter Marceline. They're not bad tier. So this guy, Dungeon Finn, I heard he's really good. As a tower himself, he's pretty bad from what I heard, but his abilities are broken, so that's a nice thing. You can essentially wreck a bad balloon with this guy. I'm gonna put him in strong. Actually, no, pretty good, because if you're not going against bads, he's kind of worthless, actually. Thinking, his level 7, I also heard is pretty good, so maybe. Hunter Marceline, I actually know very little about. He has Hunted Abigail, so, I assume he's, from what I heard, solid. I'm just going to throw him in B tier because he can't really be that bad if he's a premium character. Then again, I don't really know much about Hunter Marceline, so, yeah, I'm just totally guessing on that one. Lastly, Tuxedo Jake. Tuxedo Jake, broken, absolutely busted. Tuxedo Jake is busted. Why do I say this? Because, first off, he lets all your towers pop any balloon type. Yeah, that's all you need to be OP. You should not have a tower that just lets you do that. I grind for hours trying to get just a freaking trinket that lets my super monkey see camo. And this guy just gives him it. Second, he makes you crazy money. Crazy money. And I have experience with him because I bought him on mobile when I still played on mobile. Yeah, he's absolutely broken. Absolutely. If you're buying premium characters, buy him. Absolutely buy him, but don't buy premium characters unless you're like a high level, because it's just gonna ruin the game. Maybe if you're like level 70 or something, then you can buy them. It's probably not gonna break the game. Actually, it probably will. But yeah, actually, Tuxedo Jake is so good. Oh my god, he makes crazy money. And he gives your towers a bunch of buffs. He has musical instrument, which, by the way, I forgot to say about Marceline. Actually, I might put her just in bad tier because now that I think about it, Marceline can have a musical instrument, so she's not horrible, but still she's pretty bad. But yeah, he has musical instrument, obviously a plus, and he's just really good overall. So that's really all I gotta say. That's my Bloons Adventure Time tier list. Make sure you like if you enjoyed. If you did not enjoy, then go down in the comments, and I put a pinned comment every time. I'm saying usually I say like this comment if you dislike the video. Hashtag bring back dislikes. Hashtag bring back dislikes, because bring back dislikes. I want to bring back dislikes. I'm not going to put that in the title, though, because I don't want to get my video banned. But, yeah. Alright. Hope you enjoy, and goodbye. Also, I might make a remake of this video when I get higher level. Bye.